Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We've got a great show lined up, a special guest here in the studio. But first, let's get our weather. Brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. A little bit warmer today, a pretty day shaping up. We got some rain coming on later in the week, looks like, according to the meteorologist. But today's gonna be a nice day, high of 66, low of 41. Nice cool day. Water temperature did drop from yesterday, dropped down and back to 65, where it had been previously before it went up a little bit the last couple of days. River readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew. River now is in good shape. Choctawhatchee is at a 3.3, and Apalachicola is at a 4.4. Both rivers are looking good and in good shape as you're going into the weekend. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're about to hit some of those neat tides for the weekend. Today we have a low tide at 11:15, right in the middle of the day. And then high tide tonight at about 8:59. We'll round it off to 9 o'clock tonight. Will be the high tide. Not a bad night to go floundering. So if you get a chance to do that, but the wind direction now will be coming out of west, northwest at about 7. So position yourself that if you're all floundering, get out of those ripples and all, and you'll be able to see a lot better. We're going to take a break, come back with a special guest. Welcome back, folks, and welcome to our guest this morning, Coit Jordan. Good morning, Coit.
Good morning, Winston.
Hey, great to have you. We've known each other since way back in the 90s, way back in the days, and we've been on the show one time, a long time ago.
Yeah, 10 or 15 years ago.
It was when we just got started. It's one of my early guests and all. He had to come back. I didn't mean to wait this long to bring him back because he hadn't been doing bad things and all. He's just been too busy.
That's it.
So, a taxidermist, from way back. But tell a little bit briefly about your history of growing up and all, and just your background in the outdoors.
Yeah, I was real fortunate to have a family that liked to hunt. Killed my first deer when I was 10, and actually killed a fox squirrel when I was about 10 or 11, and that's how I got started in taxidermy, because my dad was a Methodist preacher, didn't have a lot of money, had 4 kids, so couldn't afford to get the fox squirrel mounted, so I determined then, I learned to do it myself. So I've hunted all my life and been doing taxidermy about 50 years now.
How long have you been doing it?
About 50 years.
Have you about learned how to do it by now?
I'm still learning, believe it or not, though.
He is excellent, folks. So we're going to show you some pictures and all, and we're going to get all that later and all, but you, let's see, you live over there off Transmitter.
That's correct. And
here, this background of this show, I've been meaning on calling him up. I ran into him yesterday at a hardware store. I said, "Coy, want to come on the show?" And I said, and here it is. We didn't have much time to plan for it. Some shows are planned 2 weeks ahead and some are spontaneous. So this is a spontaneous show. But we went to the website and all, and we started looking at pictures. Last night I just got fascinated looking at pictures. We're not going to have time to look at all the pictures, but you do the taxidermy, you got a place behind the house. Is that how you do it, or what?
Yeah.
Where's your location?
Just right there in my yard. I have a shop built in the yard, which is real nice. So I can go and come.
Yes.
Work at night if I need to, not have to drive very far to get to work. And
yeah.
It works out real well.
He's got some mounts and all over the place and all. We're just going to start randomly looking at some of these. Tell us about this one right here. That's
this is one I just an early kill this year. James Luther killed a nice velvet buck.
Okay, in velvet. Okay, we're going to go through. Whoa.
This was Bruce Ward likes to bow fish, and this is a replica of an alligator gar that Bruce killed a couple of years ago. You can do the real skin mounts on smaller fish, but when they get this big, on most of your saltwater fish, these replicas are great. They look just like the.
That is huge.
Yeah, I forgot what it weighed, 70 or 80 pounds. Oh, 80, I think it was 82 pounds that Bruce's fish weighed.
Alligator gar. Okay. Jimmy Higgins, I like that, but that's a beautiful mount right there.
Yeah, thank you. That's what they call a wall pedestal mount.
Okay.
It's you have different shape forms. That's just one of the newer forms that they make. Has real nice detail to it. That's a pretty old mount there. A friend of mine named Melvin Dixon in Alabama.
Okay, there it is.
Big elk he killed. That mount's probably 30 years old. Real old elk mount I did for a fella.
All right. I see these all the time. So you do mount the bears.
Oh yeah,
you mount everything, don't you?
I do everything. That was a Georgia kill. They have a bear season every year in Georgia, and that was just a picture I made to show people, that they don't understand that most everything we mount has a form. It's called up underneath it.
So that form, you wrap the stuff around the form, basically.
Yeah. The customer decides how he wants the bear done, and so you order you measure it and you get the size, and then that it's a styrofoam type material that goes underneath every mount.
Goodness gracious! All right.
That was just I had a good many bobcats to do that year, and my little dog was out there sniffing around, so I told her to sit and snap that shot of her with some bobcats I had just finished.
That is funny now. So the bobcats, you can put them in any shape and like that. I mean,
yeah, it just shows some of the different positions. Always a lot of varieties on how you can.
That's interesting.
Pose your mount.
Goodness gracious.
Those are piebald deer. That was a Florida kill. Those are always unique. They're all different.
Piebald. That is, yeah. Those are cool looking deer.
Yeah. And then if your walls get full of deer mounts, you can always do the pedestal base and put it over in a corner or put it out into the floor of the room.
Okay, that's a mounted right there on that pedestal.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Turkey. And for a strutting turkey, a lot of people, they're pretty expensive. That's a little bit less inexpensive way to do one, and it shows everything you have there.
Just fan it out.
And it also hangs on the wall, so it doesn't take up any room, more like hanging up a picture.
That is beautiful.
And that's just some more deer mounts. Those new type forms have a lot of detail in them.
Wow. All right, there's our ducks.
Yeah, there's different species of ducks, just a little more variety on different ways you can mount them.
That's in the center there where they're diving down. That's always a thrill to see. That's cool how you do that.
Well, those are dead mounts. They're not dived. They're supposed to be like dead and harvested.
Harvested. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen them dive down just like that though. Okay.
Uh-oh.
That's your boss.
I'm going to get in trouble.
Okay, let me see. All right. Now, listen, we're very proud of her. She's not mounted, is she? All right.
No, that's my wife.
I know. Sweet wife. Okay. And now that's actually a pair.
Yeah, no, those are both gobblers. They're called Naraga set. That's turkeys I got in Georgia. Just mounted a couple for some displays.
All right.
And that's out at the Wicked Wheel at the beach. They had a big alligator mounted like that, and it was too big, so that's one we fixed up for them a few years ago.
Oh, cool. All right.
And that was a redfish that just finished this year.
Look at all those spots on that thing.
Yeah, that was a very unique fish.
Wow, I haven't seen one like that.
Yeah, I haven't either, not that many. I've seen 8 or 10 spots, but that's the most I'd ever seen on one.
Where was that? Locally caught?
Yeah, it was caught here in the bay. I forgot where exactly.
That's cool. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with Coy Jordan. All right? All right, welcome back. We're glad to have Coy this morning, a longtime friend of mine. He's a great guy and an outstanding taxidermist, good family man and all. And we just, and you member of what church?
Well, we grew up a Methodist.
Methodist, Dad was Methodist, and then went to the Rock.
Yeah, Rock here. Still go to the Rock in Panama City.
All right, very good. We got to jump off to another story now, because this is like almost breaking news coming out of Tulaja. I want you to check out this picture here. This is Caitlin Ernest. This is 14-year-old Caitlin Ernest from Tulaja, her first buck. Amanda Whitehead sent this to me, and I'm so tickled of you. Look at that. Is that something to be proud of? Okay, Caitlin, and then the story. Listen, this is what was cool. There's a picture of it right there. I'm going to read the story real quick. She sent it to me, and she said, this is Caitlin's first deer. Her daddy's seen this 8.2 days in a row, and he saved him for his baby girl until we got back from Disney, and she shot him today. That's a good dad, isn't it?
I guarantee.
Her and her dad went hunting and got this monster. She's from Tulaja, and her parents are Candace and Chris Ernest. So great to have you. All right. And we got some more pictures coming up tomorrow, too. But anyway, I wanted to make sure we got Caitlin, and thank you, Amanda, for sending that. Now, we're going back to your picture. While we get back to your pictures, as a taxidermist, what's some of your biggest challenges as a taxidermist? What's the hardest mount, maybe? What's one of the hardest things to do?
Probably the bigger the animals get, they're just so cumbersome to handle. The bigger elk, big-bodied animals are heavy. The way people handle them helps a lot. We've educated people over the years. They used to, I don't know where the tradition got started years ago, but people had a tendency when they first shot a buck to run up and cut his throat.
Yeah,
well,
they did.
That's the center point when he's on the wall mounted. And for years, we had to try to fix that, and they would. So that's been a nice thing to educate the public and taking care of it after they kill it, transporting it, instead of hauling around the truck for 2 days, to get that thing cooled off and get it to as quick as they can.
Yeah, like cutting the throat. Well, that's right. I hadn't thought about that in a while because people don't do that anymore.
Well, I don't know how it got started because it's not like it really served a purpose. It was just kind of an old tradition.
I'll tell you, because it happened to us. We used to do some serious, but what happened, the deer coming to a lot of times, the deer jumped up. And it happened to us. So you cut them and finished killing them off. That's where it came from. Finished killing them to make sure it bled out. And yeah. Okay, what we got here in this picture here?
Well, that's the old jackalopes.
The jackalope.
Something that's taxidermy, a novelty item. It's called novelty taxidermy when you create something that's not totally real. So that was just something
I've seen a jackalope. All right, now we're getting into some nice mounts here. Tell us about these hogs.
Yeah, just some different color hogs. A trophy that's not too hard to get. In fact, there's more hogs every year.
And those tusks are really dangerous.
Yeah.
And I'm back. They've hurt a lot of dogs. And this was special.
Yeah, those are hanging at the Walmart at the beach. We did my brother opened that store back 20, 25 years ago, the first store, and he wanted a big shark display, so we did 7 or 8.
Now these replica mounts, right?
Yeah, it's just strictly fiberglass.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Now this was one I looked at last night. How do you do a gator like this?
Yeah, that's we showed a picture earlier of a turkey like that. There again, it's a way to hang it on the wall where you don't have the floor space, and it's not as expensive to do this. And it's very popular, probably the most popular way I do gators. And you can do a small gator or a big one. He's actually put on a piece of plywood, but the plywood doesn't show. And it's the same effect. It's just a tanned rug effect.
Wow. So you just cut out a plywood and just how long does it take that skin to dry out?
It takes a long time on alligator. Probably longer than anything else we do. It has a tendency to constantly shrink. So we just have to hang on to it for a long time. And
you put a little tax on it to stop it from shrinking, or does it tear?
Well, once it finishes shrinking, then you actually have to I put about 100 screws through that and have to cut off the back side with a side grinder. It's the only thing that'll hold it over the years because that skin continues to pull. So
we were talking yesterday, sitting in the parking lot, how prehistoric the gators and everything like this.
He's a fascinating creature. There's a lot of real big ones still out there, 10 and 12 footers.
Let's talk about that a minute, because I keep thinking all the big ones are gone, but you say you still getting big ones.
More this year than I've seen in several years. Just half of them I saw this year were 10 and 12 footers. Just dinosaurs, really.
Where are they coming from? I mean, they're talking about in this area here, in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, after I started doing it a few years, I figured all the big ones have been killed out, but they're still.
I think they're just like other game that we hunt. Once they start getting pressured, those old big ones just get smart, and they just don't show themselves in the season. It's regulated, so it's not like he can be killed year round.
Yeah.
It gives them opportunity to
That's
get
interesting.
big.
That's interesting. Okay, that's a beautiful mount there.
Yeah, those are at the beach at Mike's Oyster Bar and Diner. He wanted a bunch of fish to hang up, and that was just a batch I had finished for him.
Oh, good job.
And that was a display that we did last year.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, that's a great display. Whoa.
And that was one of those big 12-footers we did a couple of years ago.
That stretches across the garage door just
Isn't
about.
that something? That was a nice one.
And that was a local gator?
Yeah.
Well, goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm. And just more different varieties on how you can mount ducks.
Yeah.
And that was that same gator that we just looked at after he hung it up in his house. he sent me a picture.
That's a true outdoorsman right there now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was just a shot I made in the shop one day.
That's in your shop?
Yeah.
Okay. And
that's a moose.
All right.
Fella killed last year, and another elk.
Wow. All right, this bear, now that's a good pose right there.
Yeah, that was, they took that out to Tyndall. I think they had a bear mascot for one of the groups out there.
Okay.
I haven't heard if he got destroyed during the hurricane or not. I'm afraid he might have.
Maybe he swam away or something.
He was on display at Tyndall.
Like I said, that's all I have on that set. One of the things too, we're talking about, you get to talk to a lot of different hunters, outdoorsmen and all. And I was looking for that picture that ages of them all, and I don't know if I can find it. But what's the biggest? Well, I tell you what, we're at a breaking point. Before we go into the discussion, let's take a break and we'll come back and get these questions answered by Coit. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So anyway, our taxidermist Coit Jordan here on Transmitter Road and all. And what's your phone? Of course, you can go online and find all this. Your phone number is?
It's local, 850, and it's 541-1083.
Very good. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our times today are from exactly 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and from 6:21 to 8:21. You have so many fascinating things you learn from taxidermy, and you've been doing it 50 years, so you about learned how to do it. About looking now, I went to a website. Check this out. This is a website here, Coit Jordan Game Animals. But one of these that really struck me, you were telling me about, and it's fascinating. I'm on this one right here in the center. I'm on this one right here, right? I'm gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
Now tell us about what this is here.
I was looking online one time, and those 4 racks, it said shed antlers off of the same buck for 4 years. And I saw the potential of what I could do with that, so I bought those 4 racks. And when you mount a deer, you just use the skin and the horns. So I got 4 deer. Well, the 5th one I added. The spike didn't come with it, but I mean, for the sake of the display, I just added the little spike. But I used the same turn on the form and got a progressively bigger deer. But that actually shows you what a deer can do. Year 2, 3, 4, and 5, and look at year 4. How he was a monster that none of us would turn down. Probably even the year 3, most of us would shoot that deer. But look what he turned into at year 5. Just a true monster.
So to say, and let them go and let them grow.
Yeah, those are on display down at C&G.
And at C&G. Well, that is so cool. And one of the things too, and you just all kind of mounts in here, all kind of pictures and all. But there's the phone number right there. One of the things I know you've learned. You've talked. People are bringing a lot of trophies, and you've talked to them. You a lot of times talk hunting and fishing like you and I do, just general conversation. And you probably, I won't say learn some secrets, but you learn some traits of these trophy hunters have done, right?
Yeah, people. One of the hard things in my job is listening. I mean, not that I don't like. I like to talk hunting, but I got a lot of work to do too. So some hunters want to tell you exactly how they kill the deer. So,
every minute.
The positive side is the people that I talk to kill the big bucks. So yes, there are common things that the guys that kill big deer do routinely. And I've actually got 4 videos I made on my website.
Are they on this website here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually tell a lot of I kind of comprise what these guys do to have this consistently kill these big deer. So it's a little interesting to listen to what they've told me over the years. And if you want to go there and watch some of the videos, so there's some videos about how to kill a big buck. There's some on how to take care of the animals after you kill them, especially with this chronic waste disease. Since you can only bring back the skin and the antlers, we have a video of me showing how to remove the skin off the head too on the website.
And they're on this website here, on Coit Jordan, okay?
Yeah, you just go to the website and then there's a place to go to the YouTube videos.
Okay, so yeah, that would be cool. And chronic wasting, I guess you're very aware of that being a taxidermist. And are most of the people understanding, some people having difficulty understanding it?
The word's not out like it needs to be completely, but if you or anybody you know hunts out of the state of Florida, tell them to please go to the FWC website. I know you've already been telling people
about
this,
but
we need to stop this chronic waste disease from spreading. We all love the outdoors. We all love the deer hunt, and it has the potential it can destroy the deer herd. So we want to cooperate with the officials and find out what to do when we kill a deer in another state.
We're about to run out of time. One of the stories we didn't get covered. I want you to come back again and talk about one of your childhood hunting buddies, and the guy that started Buckmasters. Is it on here?
Right there.
Where is it on here? Okay. Tell the story.
Years ago, I went to school at high school in Lanier High School.
Okay.
In Montgomery, Alabama, and that's me with a brown coat on. This was about 1970, I'm guessing. And the fellow with the blood on his face, which is an old tradition, I guess all over the country, but in Alabama we bloody their face. That's Jackie Bushman. When he's about 15, he killed his first deer with me.
Jackie Bushman, the founder of Buckmasters, and he actually killed the first deer with you.
Yeah.
And he really wasn't outdoors. I remember talking to him. He was a tennis player.
Yeah, we lived in Montgomery, and I always pick at him being a little city boy. So we took him to the country of Myrtlewood, Alabama, close to Linden and Demopolis, Alabama. My grandparents, that's my grandparents' yard, my granddaddy's land.
We talk about this all the time about taking someone else to the outdoors, and look what happened when Court took this man to the outdoors. I mean, it's amazing what he's done with
And he's never invited me to go hunting. How about that?
Next time I see him, I'm going to tell him.
I think he owes me a deer.
He owes you a big deer and all, but that's fascinating. I remember you were talking about that before. I'm glad you got that picture of that. That's awesome.
That's on the website. Yeah.
And here's another one.
That's his first turkey. Yeah, that's on there too.
That's the two of y'all together.
Yeah, that's Jackie and I.
So you got the first turkey with you and the first deer with you.
That's right. Yeah.
And it started Buckmaster. You ought to get a percentage of that or something.
Something. Yeah, I agree.
Do you go? You get to go to up there at Montgomery once a year?
I've been up there a few times. I don't go every year, but that's a lot of fun to go up there.
That's awesome. Real quick, these trophy hunters. What is a common trait they all have, like patience or knowledge, or what's a common trait all these great hunters have that you know?
Well, they hunt the same place. They take care of their deer. They hunt early season, real early, and then they hunt the rut. If there's a secret, it's hunting the rut. If you've got a 2 weeks vacation, find out when the rut is in your area. Game cameras are wonderful. When you watch your game cameras and you see the old does get bigger and bigger coming to the feeder. You see the does one day, their bellies have shrunk, they drop their fawns. Backdate that 100 days, and you'll know when your rut was.
There you go. Okay, we got to go. What a great show, Court. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We got so much more to talk about. You want to come on again now? Don't wait like 10 years. Okay, come back sooner. Thank y'all for watching our show. We appreciate the viewership. Listen, check out Court Jordan right there. You see what kind of work he does, what kind of man he is. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors and do something good today for your fellow man. And God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.